I do not have access to all of the apparitions in my list.
Very well, let me double check those real quick because I'm fairly certain. You know what? I'll just let you guys all have them because why not?
Oh boy, I get apparitions now.
You sure do, bud. Do you want to deal with apparitions?
Kind of.
Okay. Well, I mean, good news. The Animus dedication is now out.
Great.
I'm gonna trade out a fighter class feat for that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's about what I thought.
That's a kinda versus a definitely.
Okay.
Bro, I can't even take the Bastion feat for fighter feats being that good.
Actually,
And Bastion would help Gideon a lot.
Ironically, Gideon does qualify for an Animus dedication.
I mean, he's got mid-level intelligence and he's
not
got Arcana
intelligence, that's
proficiency.
wisdom. In fact, everyone here qualifies for Animus.
Oh wow. Okay, wisdom actually makes even more sense.
Regardless. Welcome back to Abomination Vaults, everyone. Pay no attention to the poor animist trying to study like it's the last 3 minutes before class starts in college. Let's go around the table and introduce everybody. I'm DM Stray. Gideon, why don't you start us off?
I'm playing Gideon. He's a human fighter. We're about to have a real awkward conversation with Tobias. Gideon's a warrior from Wolfcron. He has been sent here. Brain, please. On an expeditionary force. And since discovering the Gauntlet, he has decided to stay because he's stubborn as shit. And he refuses to let everyone else die. Look at you, Wesk.
Very well. That's good enough for me. Cezanne.
Hi, I'm Rallief. I'm playing Cezanne, the human cleric. Cezanne went on a journey to learn more about his goddess, and he has, in the course of this, come across the Gauntlet, and he's gone in with this party, hoping to, maybe keep them from dying as he learns. But, yeah, currently trying to rescue one Vincevinci from the depths of the Gauntlet, needing this last sword. That's probably not going to be easy to get.
Wesk, why don't you tell us about why that sword's not going to be easy to get, and also yourself.
Well, the reason why that sword's not going to be easy to get is because it's currently in the clutches of one Tobias Alentiel, who is also working with Esmeralda. I can't remember her last name.
Menhams.
Menhams, thank you. And they stand against the idea that we represent. Or maybe I'm overthinking things. Either way, Wesk is a kobold gunslinger who came to town with a chip on his shoulder, but found family in the party members he explores the Gauntlet with, and now he kind of wants to make sure that these three don't... that they all make it out alive.
Okay, that's good enough. Siri, why don't you top us off?
I'm Zilly. I play Ziri. She is an animist who has way too many spells. And a little bat buddy And yeah, she's here just for shits and giggles mostly, but the giggles have died down and sometimes she really questions why she's here. And also really questions if she actually likes any of these people, except that little lizard. He's pretty cool. Um, she also likes to scoop him up and drag him around. But yeah, she's just kind of trying to still stand up for everyone, even though there are parts of her that think they're all kind of just full of shit and don't like her. But she's still here for now.
Very well. For 1 hero point, who would like to tell us what we were up to last time? As I'm going to grab my notes very quickly. Don't all jump up at once.
Thought you were grabbing your notes.
Yeah, I know what happened last time. I'm going to grab my notes.
Because of the notes.
Somebody start talking.
Okay. Last time, I believe the party had just finished meeting with the spirit of Otari and had headed off to gain access to the items of the Rose Guard, starting with a stop by a shop of a man who I'm for some reason forgetting the name of. So, someone help me. What's the one? Oh yeah, Moblin. Right. Right. Through a series of events, they picked up the Hunter's Mark from the library.
Mostly we just went and asked for it, really.
Yeah. With the assistance of the establishment of, gosh, I need to pull up my notes.
A lot of names.
I'm
Are
doing
you
badly
looking
with
for
names
Vandy?
today, apparently.
Vandy
No.
Vanderdash.
No, I was not. Looking for one that, the inn we were staying at.
The Rowdy Rockfish.
Oh, the Red Rock.
Yes. With the help of the proprietors of the Rowdy Rockfish, the group managed to scrounge up enough gold to buy the book, and we were on our way to get the sword. And I forgot to mention this, but Siri also spoke with the mayor's daughter, and once again found the same cursed object within the same teddy bear. Right. I kind of jumped around, but we left off going to get the sword.
He's also wearing the belt. The belt full of tools from Atari.
Right.
Got 3 out of 4 items.
We got the tools in the previous session.
We got 3 out of 4
Right.
MacGuffins, except they're not MacGuffins because they're actually freaking useful.
Aren't
I think he's still
MacGuffins
getting his
usually
notes.
useful?
What'd you say?
Aren't MacGuffins usually useful for something?
No,
No, they're usually plot devices.
correct.
The whole point of a MacGuffin is that it's completely useless, except for it's the one thing completely crucial to the plot.
Very well.
It's that thing in your inventory that you have to stare at for 120 hours while you don't beat the game. Because it's used for one cutscene.
Very well. We are going to go ahead and start the session. Once again, reminding everybody that you guys are standing in front of Tavius and Esmeralda, who sit around a small camp. You guys have trekked through the fog fin for about an hour to get up here, and they're looking for a thing because I don't have it. There we go. Very well. And so we begin. In front of you sits one Tavius Elendio, clutching defensively the sunblade in his hand, turning it over and over. He stops for only a moment each time the blade rests in front of his face to look at himself in the reflection. The remnants of some sort of fish, perhaps his lunch, that he chews on the bones of, still hang lazily from his mouth. Esmeralda seems to have been having a hushed argument with him as each of you walk into the room, making your presence known with your shining armor. Both of them stop whatever they were talking about before turning to look at you now. And so we go.
Right. I'm still missing some of my apparitions.
What apparitions are you missing?
I think all of the new ones. Let's see. I have Custodian, Imposter, Reveler, Stalker, Steward, Vanguard, and Witness.
Hold on. I've got a... I'm gonna change that real quick. You should totally have all of it.
I mean, they're okay. So they're in when I go into my feats and go to my apparition attunement. They are in that list.
Yes.
But when I go to my actions to try and assign them,
Oh,
they
that
are
will
not
not
in
work.
that list. Oh,
Yeah, we are not using that system at all. I cannot.
okay, okay.
Um,
I got you.
I had to build all of these by hand. I'm not fucking with that entire thing.
Okay, so I just attune to them through the attunement itself thingy. And I pull them
Yes.
up and then click
then
attunement,
you'll
and it
just
says you're
drag-
currently attuned to.
Yep. Then you'll just drag the attunement thing at the top of each list onto your character. And that will give you a status element. Status effect, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So I just realized my amplifying was 100% because my mic was picking up silly from the other side of the room, which never happens. So I super loud.
Yeah.
Okay, I fixed that.
Okay.
Well.
Except now you're like super quiet comparatively.
Status ailment popped up, but
It's not going to automatically put all the spells in either.
oh, the status ailment is what shows me when I'm attuned to. Duh. Okay.
Yes.
And how do I have to do anything special for the primary one, or just state which one's the primary one?
I would just attune to whatever your primary one is.
Okay.
So if you're a custodian, I would just have the custodian effect on. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I trust you not to lie explicitly.
Okay.
But
We
yes.
can't do this then.
Can indeed. Tavius takes a moment to flip the blade over in his hand. The flat of the blade reflecting his face. He stares at it for a moment before turning to face each of you. There's an awkward silence.
Gideon's gonna try. Sigh and shrug.
Can't hear you at all now, come on. I have you up
You
to
want me to turn it back up?
200%.
Alright, maximum power coma it is. This is what you wanted, right?
There is no
This is
difference.
what you wanted.
There we go. Now I can just...
Maximum over Como.
There we go. That's fine. What is everyone doing?
Gideon's gonna sigh and shrug and wave.
Esmeralda does not return the wave, but Tavius raises an eyebrow.
So I assume we all have questions here.
Tavius shrugs and turns his head back to look at the fire. Esmeralda stands and seemingly addresses each of you. What is it you want?
So, to reach the Abomination Vaults, we need 4 relics. That would include...
What is the Abomination Vaults?
They're under the Gauntlet. It's part of Belcora's inner sanctum, so to speak. If we can't get down there, not only is Rin gonna die, everyone's gonna die. You're gonna die, we're gonna die, we're all gonna die.
Tavius lets out a small chuckle. Esmeralda shoots him an accusatory glare before turning back to each of you.
To that end, we need to gather 4 relics of the old Rose Guard to get down into the Abomination Vaults themselves. We've got 3 of them. Hunter's Brooch, Otari's Belt, and Thresholds of Truth. The last one's the Sun Sword.
Tavius stops turning the blade over in his hand, looking at the reflection. Esmeralda looks at him over her shoulder before turning back to each of you. That's all well and good and all, but why should I believe you? You work for my father, yes? He's put you up to this?
No, actually. This is our own doing. Near as he's concerned, he'd be just as happy to reinforce the town. Besides, we still have more Osprey pendants to find. And they're somehow not in the upper parts of the Gauntlet.
She shakes her head. You can forget about that. It's far too late for that now. We're leaving tomorrow.
Why is everyone leaving town?
That
Isn't that right, Tavius? She enunciates his name accusingly. Tavius shrugs, nonchalantly.
Now, if you don't believe us, we could show you the very spot where this occurs.
Esmeralda sighs. It's not that I don't believe you, but would you believe me if I said that I don't really care about the town?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem believing that. But threat's way greater than just Otari.
So go back to Wolfcrone.
That's her literal first target.
She shrugs. As a man of Wolfcrone, I'm sure you know that Wolfcrone has never fallen. It's
First time for everything.
It's by far and away the most safe place in the entire world. Assuming you have money.
Got me there.
How about something that hits a little bit closer to home then? Something's happening to your sister.
Give me a diplomacy check, Wesk.
Great. Can't wait to see this.
Wait, does Wes do like half the diplomacy checks in this party?
Her reaction says that she expected this, Wesk. She shakes her head. I've already made up my mind. I am not my sister's mother. Her father can take care of her just as much as I can. Perhaps even better with his resources. I cannot be tied to this place and that family any longer.
Nobody says you have to be tied to the place where you grew up. Nobody says that you have to be related at all to where you came from. But when when destiny is in front of your face,
Destiny!
rephrase.
Lofty ideals for a man who rolled into our town to kill some rats for gold, Slinger. No, I believe you'll find that I don't believe in things such as destiny. What I do believe is that I cannot live under my father's thumb any longer. I'm leaving for Ceylondia tomorrow, me and my entire crew. I intend to start my life over there, free of my father's shadow. Isn't that right, Tavius? Tavius shrugs.
Something about an apple falling far from a tree. Look, I don't really care where you go. We just need the sword. And frankly,
Tavius finally
I just need
speaks
it
up.
for 5 minutes. You let
I'm
me
not
go down
giving you
there.
the sword. I've worked too much, and I've finally got my hands on it. I'm not giving it over now.
Like I said, I only need it for an hour. Hell, you can come with me.
I can come with you back to Otari, where the mayor's men will arrest me on sight.
We don't even have to go through Otari.
What do you need the sword for?
Serious? I just told you this. I'm just assuming he wasn't listening the whole time and he was staring at the sword. There's a barrier down on the 4th floor of the Gauntlet. It can't be broken. It's the barrier into the Abomination vaults. There's no way to open it. Nothing anyone can do can open it, except for that. We were told this by the ghost of Otari himself.
So you need the sword down there in the vault.
Yes.
I'm not handing over the sword. And I'm not going back to town. The mayor's men will be waiting for me.
Frankly, I think they have bigger fish to fry right now. Have you noticed that no one's come looking for you?
Have you noticed that the mayor seems to have it out for me?
I mean, it's not necessarily a town that he needs to go to.
They did just say there was no reason we had to go back to Otari. We can go straight there and back.
I'd like one of you to give me a diplomacy check.
Of the people talking, or just the
Yeah.
party in general?
Of the people talking.
What's your diplomacy?
I have a plus
Yeah, I
4.
think you should do it.
You mean Ziri's not the best at diplomacy?
Say it ain't
Seventh
so,
popular
boss.
number.
Man.
I'm sorry, I have one more question.
What is that?
I have a place for animus spells and a place for apparition spells.
Correct.
Why?
Your spells, your animus spells, are the spells Ziri can cast. Apparition spells are the ones that your apparitions can cast. They are not the same, and they do not share the same spell slots.
You used to?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh.
See that big
Alright,
blue
carry
button
on.
called spell preparation?
I see it.
Click that.
I'm in it.
Okay.
Sorry. More spells. Okay, carry on.
Yep. For the next 3 hours. Gideon, it seems like whatever deal you're offering, Tavius is disinterested in it.
Alright.
You work for the mayor, and frankly, I don't trust you enough not to believe that there's an ambush waiting for me just outside the cave here.
Absolutely do not.
This isn't about the mayor. It's about everyone. Whole
It's about
town is at
everyone.
risk.
Ziri, why don't you give me a diplomacy check in particular, since you're the
Oh,
one.
okay.
God help all of you.
Can the one person who's good at diplomacy
Somebody
here
else speak up.
Everyone looking at Cezanne.
As our final hope.
Oh, if you
Push.
only knew.
Push. Push.
Very well, Cezanne, you are being forced to the front. Tavius raises an eyebrow. What's going on,
This
little
is
man?
nothing unusual for Tavius at this point. He's seen Gideon at his weirdest.
Oh,
Coming to give me the big speech about how the town that ostracized me since I was 13 years old, I should totally come back and risk losing my family heirloom for.
look, I'm not going to convince you of anything different here. I know that much. They've not treated you right. I don't know everything that went down, and I probably never will. But I'm just trying to help someone who's important to me here.
Yeah?
And that sword's the only hope. I wish I had something better to offer you. I have racked my brain for it. I really have, but most I can think to give you is my word, and words are cheap. Is there anything that you could think of that could?
You know, I have
That could make
expected
you
this to
consider
come to
it.
blows. I have expected you guys to come drag me off to jail after everything that I did. I must say I'm a little bit confused. The sword seemed important for all those years, and now, when you guys need it, it seems like he's more than willing to just let you guys come get it from me. It's another case, the mayor.
Did we even ask him?
Why would we have?
Fair point.
We're not the mayor's personal task force. Our interests have aligned at points, but I'd like to think we're not under his thumb.
I have no particular vow to the mayor. I'm
You
not
said
under
you're doing it
anybody's
for
thumb.
someone you know.
Yes? Yes, that is true.
Give me a persuasion check, Cezanne.
Diplomacy?
Yep. Whichever.
I don't think persuasion's a skill in this.
Hey man, you can always shock me.
You're right.
Persuasion plus 20.
Why did I look for why did I look for persuasion?
I'm very
Years of
persuasive.
D&D.
Oh, come on!
And that was still the highest roll by a pretty good margin.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Can I hero point that?
Everyone else give me a diplomacy. I will let you aid Cezanne as a group.
This is where
As a bonus.
How do 3 people not have 15 charisma between them? The economy is in shambles.
Hold up. I have a +2 item bonus from the Sunblade, quote unquote.
You do
I rolled a
actually.
16 technically. Specifically for aid.
universe really wants us to fight.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words. This went worse than anything I could have predicted.
Did the Elendil
Congratulations,
curse
everyone!
kick in again?
Thanks.
This is baffling. I planned for a lot of things. I did not
Is it
plan
too
for
late?
nobody.
Plan for the dice.
having-
Is it too late for me to just drop a hero point on this and
Do so,
put
Rob.
us all out of our misery? Okay.
Very well. With Gideon and Cezanne together, finally rolling something worth a shit. Alright. Tavia stands up, gripping the sunblade. I'll do it for the little man's love, and then I'm getting out of the gauntlet immediately. Esmeralda seems crestfallen at this, however.
Is there reason you don't want him to go?
He's been having second thoughts about leaving, and you guys are just the excuse he needs to stay.
We're honestly not looking to change his mind about anything, or despite what he might think,
He was already
get him
going to
arrested,
change his
but-
mind.
why do you think that?
Because I don't think he's ready to leave.
Sounds to me like all the better reason to keep the place standing. Whether or not it's had a perfect history.
Well, regardless of all that, let's go to the gauntlet. The sword stays with me.
Couldn't ask any more.
Fair enough.
Pretty well.
Before we leave, I have one question for you, Esmeralda. Have you heard... Hold on. I gotta pull my notes up. Journal. Why can't I find it? Hold on. Do you recall hearing your sister mention anything about the Motley Man?
Yeah. That's the
Do you know?
thing she goes on adventures with.
Do you know anything about him?
She shakes her head.
You have any idea how a ruby keeps getting into your little sister's stuffed griffin?
No. I
Well,
assume you
I
would know more
believe-
than I would. Aren't you and Ren all into the weird stuff?
I suppose we are, but I believe this ruby is connected to the Motley Man and whatever your sister's suffering from. So please, if you think of something before we don't see you again, let me know. I'd
Isn't
like
the
to
Motley
help
Man
if I'm able.
protecting her?
I don't think he is. She might be convinced of that, but I don't think protection is what he's there for. He seems to be making her strangely hostile.
She seems a little disturbed by the information, but shakes her head. I'm sorry, there's nothing more I can think of. I'm not exceptionally versed in the occult.
All right, I figured I would ask. I'll do what I can to help her,
Thank you.
of course.
Alright. Back to the gauntlet. In and out. 20-minute adventure.
Esmeralda watches Tavius leave with a disappointed expression on her face. But so we go. We are going to drop you each down in front of the altar very quickly.
I'm going to quickly skim the area for any roving spotlights that might have appeared in our absence.
Good news. It's quiet as the grave in here.
That's a relief.
Quiet at the grave in here. I'm gonna turn the whispers down a little bit.
We can do that. There's no need to have it up right now.
That's better, I think.
Each of you stand once more in the strange octagonal chamber with the ceilings that spiral up into the giant eye. Tavius has been marching up behind you, each quietly, seemingly lost in thought, thinking very hard about something on his mind. But as he descends deeper and deeper into the gauntlet, he is notably shaken. He hesitates before he takes a step into the room ahead of you, seeing the stone dais raised up out of the ground. Those of you paying close attention to him might notice that his hand is shaking just a bit. Regardless, he puts on a brave face and is willing to follow you this far.
This is the place.
Should we have explained Chuck to him?
Ironically, he and Chuck seem to have gotten along well. His immediate
He's
thought
kind
was...
of like Chuck's dad, honestly. He made Chuck possible.
At that, Tavius seems very concerned. Regardless, Tavius seemed extremely intent on petting the man, or the creature, and has seemingly
The man.
been alright with the half-rotted beast.
That's good, I guess. Let me just leave that one alone.
I'm also not entirely sure why you guys are hurt. I don't think you guys have been in combat much. What I will do is I will say go ahead and long rest everyone and just top yourselves off on HP if you would.
Yeah.
Please.
The only thing I could think of is... Oh, that didn't top me off.
Yeah, long rest will not top you off.
The only thing I can think is maybe we didn't heal up after the fight where we met Otari. But I would have thought we would have got enough healing.
Yeah. Regardless, each of you now stand in front of the altar. What would you like to do?
Oh. I'll pull the thresholds of truth.
This is the place then.
Well, yep.
This is
We'll
the
try
place.
We'll try and make it quick.
It's certainly something.
Yeah, it's real great. Don't think about it too hard.
It's just a hole to the live stream. Don't worry too much.
When I said don't think about it too hard, explanations were not going to help. Gideon's gonna grab the hunter's brooch.
Very well.
Muscle pulled out the
Alright.
keyring belt.
You may just gonna do your AUG thing and close the live stream portal? Is that how this works?
What?
If we just have to hold all four of these to the altar, isn't that what Otari said?
Very well. Are you guys each holding the relics to the altar?
Yeah.
Alright. There is a you each hold out the relics to the altar and watch as the energy and pulsing light stops. The energy that was trickling down southward to the hallway, you each know. There's a moment of quiet before the light to the south goes out. And then all hell breaks loose. Spirits surge out of the hallway from the south to the north. Spirits that have been trapped for centuries. Need everyone to give me a fortitude save, please. Very nice.
Beautiful.
First time I have crit failed any save, I think.
Nice spin. I would say, let's see, yes, Ziri, you go flying 10 feet back. Gideon, flying 10 feet back. Cezanne, you drop prone beside of the altar. Tavius and Wesk remain standing as there is a surge, a blast of energy. Staggered, the wind tears around you before it finally decompresses the chamber and scatters, each now pulling you about 5 feet towards the chamber now.
I'd get off the ride.
After a while, after just a moment, it passes. Gideon and Cezanne, you stand up from prone, Tavius looking very confused and bewildered, glancing between each of you, as if checking to see if that was normal.
Well, it appears to have worked.
He's gonna dust himself off and shrug at Tavius.
Very well.
I'll glance over at Ziri.
Ziri is not moving.
Ziri?
Ziri, you are fully unconscious.
Might I?
Elsewhere. Ziri. Good news. Can you see?
Yes.
Very well. Ziri, you find yourself alone, standing in a large room with a pale green river flowing through it, in front of the largest skull you have ever seen.
Am I standing?
You are existing. There is a weird haze over your mind as you are being pulled towards the river.
Can I resist being pulled towards the river?
No.
Okay. Just gonna shout or try to shout for the others.
Okay. You instinctively know that you are at the bottom, the base of the gauntlet. Whatever this weird chamber you are in has massive pools of bubbling water. The small rifts you saw up above, these are massive divots in the life stream leaking out. You say you yell for the others for help?
Yeah, I'll shout for the others or try to.
Very well. A figure does come into view. Blonde-haired woman wearing a nice regal red robe.
Who are you?
As she turns, her face sloughs off and her skin melts away until her physical form is a shell of her former self. And you realize you stand now before Belcor.
I'm still not able to really move.
It seems as Belcora takes notice of you, she turns as if expecting you, before you hear a small whisper in your head of your name. Is there anything you would like to do?
Am I still unable to move?
For now, yes. You can think and act rationally, but your body is not yours to control.
I would like to scream for the others. Or scream for help, rather.
Well,
Doesn't necessarily have to be the others.
very well. Ziri awakes screaming on the floor.
Ziri?
Whoa, whoa, calm down.
Tavius has been shaking you awake violently.
She's gonna kind of shove Tavius away and scramble backwards before she recognizes where she is.
Okay, I guess I'll go fuck
Where-
myself. Alright.
Where is she? Where'd she go? I saw
Where'd-
Belcora. She was here. She's in the gauntlet. She's... What happened?
Spirit,
Where at?
Ziri.
You said what?
Yeah.
Sorry, you kind of cut out.
A spirit.
Oh.
Your spirit sense once again alerting you to her.
We broke the barrier and then you fell unconscious.
I can sense something. Do I know exactly where it's coming from?
No, the sense is fading now. You just knew that that was Belcora's spirit. And it was in a different location than this.
We need to make it to the bottom. We need to destroy her spirit.
That's what's at the bottom, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. You okay?
I don't know. She's not gonna walk away, seemingly thinking to herself, kind of wringing her hands.
Tavius has a look of worry on his face too before checking with the others, as if... Is she always like this?
No.
No.
And never nearly this bad.
That light's a weird place. Those with magic sensitivities tend to have a harder time, but that's new.
Very well. Up ahead,
We can.
the wall has vanished. Tavius hesitates for a moment.
We can walk you. Go ahead.
How about I'll stay here and guard the stairs.
I would rather you not be around here alone.
Ziri's not even in the way, just kind of striding forward, determined.
Very well. Ziri, as you step foot on the stairs, there is a significant and notable immediate change in atmosphere. If I can get to floor 5 on my end, please. There we go. Go ahead and move down to the next floor if you would for me. Is anyone pursuing her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very well. You each no time to think. You each pursue after Ziri.
Sure you want to stay here?
Yeah, I'll stay here with Big Man.
Big man's coming with.
Very well. Yeah, I'll stay here and guard your exit.
Big man's gonna pause and kind of look back at him longingly and make a little chirping noise.
Tobias gives a small wave.
All right, he'll lumber on.
Very well.
I forget, is this the teleportation ring we activated?
It is not.
Great. You want an escort back up? There's a teleportation ring one
I'll be
floor up.
fine. I'm not too concerned. You guys have killed everything up here. I'm just gonna guard the exit.
Don't fucking die on me.
Yeah. You too. Very well. I need everyone who is currently on floor 5 to go ahead and give me a perception check, if you would. Please. Firstly, the most immediate thing that all of you immediately notice. It is hotter. There is about a significant 5 to 10 degree difference on those steps at the top to the bottom. It is an immediate change.
Do I know of anything that would cause that quick of a temperature change? That's like...
Give me Arcana, Occult, or Religion.
How?
There are several spells, but pinpointing something like that is not easy. You would probably need to explore more of the area. Meanwhile, Gideon, with your perception check, you smell chemicals and medical supplies. Ziri, you would notice this as well. The air here is hot, damp. There is a sharp, metallic smell of blood immediately, and medical supplies and chemicals, such as embalming fluid and such like that. Zahn,
Seems
you,
like Siri's got a floor.
with your Gideon, with your perception check, Zahn, you smell sulfur and rotten eggs. That combined with the temperature, should you mention it to Ziri? Would you like to?
Oh, go ahead.
Very well. Ziri, you piece together hot, damp, sulfur, blood. These are the marks of hell. Wesk, you detect further in a stranger smell. You detect the smells of civilization. You detect food and people living in these caves. It is, however, still better feeling than the fog fan's heat and humidity.
On your guard. Smell intelligent life.
Surely I didn't just hear that right.
Very well. What would everyone like to be doing?
I'm stowing the book and grabbing the lawn air repeater.
Okay.
I'm trying to finish my spell preparation.
Accurate both in and out of character.
I will be right back. These are not the right notes.
I'll do this.
We're almost there. There's 4 slots. I can do this.
Doing great.
Oh yeah, you can let them out.
Right beside me, of course. Bad news, I'm an idiot. Literally had them
Oh.
sitting beside me because of this. Alright. As each of you descend this cracked staircase that leads down to a badly stained mosaic tile floor, various muddy browns and reds scattered across it, a spiral staircase comes into view, Ziri. Barely illuminated by Gideon's light right now. You can't quite make out how far down it goes. The second thing you will notice, Wesk, since you are a tracker, there are gouges deep in the stone walls all around. With your dark vision, you can, however, spot the other end of the room and the spiral staircase, though you also cannot tell how deep it goes. The ceilings here slope upward to about 15 feet tall.
Be very on your guard.
The next thing you note as it comes into view are several amorphous creatures. One of them, something that you've seen before. The hideous monstrosity that threatened to eat some of you before is chewing on some other creature right now that is moaning pitiably. What would each of you like to do? Does not seem to be taking any hostile actions towards you. But whatever this creature is being eaten by it.
Okay.
Lord.
Do you have any idea what the creature that's being eaten might be?
Sure, bud. Give me an occultism check.
Do I know what either? Wait, did I know what the eyeball blob was before? Did I check before?
Go ahead and give me another one, just in case.
All right. It's just one of those days.
Yep. And this is why we should roll in secret, because that could have been fun.
This is when I die.
Cezanne, these things being eaten are something old and terrible. They are known as flesh warps.
Oh.
They are what happen when you fail to become a Starfallen. They have barely shattered human consciousnesses. They will typically beg you to kill them. It looks like this one. Give me a perception check if you would.
Sure.
This one looked to have been a drow at some point. As this creature with the many mouths chew down upon it, it is moaning pitiably for death. Its organs and flesh are spilling out everywhere.
I take it they're not dangerous, if that's the case.
Go ahead and give me a will save, everybody. To you, no,
Uh-uh.
they're not very dangerous. The creature eating them, however, still is a fairly good threat. Very nice. Good job.
Thanks. I believe Como's in the restroom.
That would explain it. I will roll for him.
Excellent. I was going to, but I just didn't think it was fair with how I'm rolling tonight, so.
Very well. What would each of you like to be doing, though?
I'll try and signal to Gideon about the somewhat dangerous creature ahead.
He's almost back.
When Gideon's consciousness returns, I'm sure he will love what you've told him. Around the corner, another one tries to crawl towards the thing,
What
eating
the
the
fuck?
other one.
Oh, I've seen this before. Alright, what did I miss?
Tazana's indicating that this thing is dangerous.
Yeah, I got that.
The others aren't.
Westcott will say with your proximity to the staircase now, from your vantage point, you can tell this pit is at least 80 feet deep. It's a
That is a-
big old hole.
Deep pit.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, get in front, Mr. Shield Man.
They're just letting us move?
Remembering
Yes.
what happened last time we fought one of these things, I'm gonna step back to not be where I was.
Very well. Go ahead and give me an initiative check, everybody, if you would. If we are truly doing an encounter.
Anyone try to talk to it?
Are they intelligent enough to talk?
That's an excellent question. I will let you know as soon as I can. My thing is freezing up, which is not a fun time. Oh, it's bad. I don't know why it's so bad. But why is it bad? No. Cezanne, you would know that whatever psyche consciousness used to be there is beyond saving and is utterly shattered. And the other thing is not intelligent enough to speak to.
Yeah.
Regardless, please, I would like to just not lag all the shit when I do this stuff. Unfortunately, it seems like as soon as you guys want to begin to attack this thing, Gideon stepping into position, it takes note of the light around you and has now going to try and feast on you as well. So it is going to go first. Hooray for initiatives.
I ain't even rolled yet.
Oh. Then roll.
About
Very
that.
well. You go first.
Cool. Stride towards this thing. Oh, that's a good sound. I'm gonna give this thing a good old giant shove.
Very well. Go ahead and give me that shove then.
Shove on my bar. I fucking do. Do I have this thing targeted? I fucking do.
It is unfortunately a failure. As you try to crash into this thing, it crashes into the handrails that have somehow remained standing even after all these years and stop you from sending it tumbling over. I believe that's one to stride, one to shove. You've got one action left.
Did I get any sense? Was I close at all, or is this thing too difficult to realistically move?
No, you got it to the handrail. It would have tumbled over if not for the handrail. You would say you could probably get it a little bit
Great.
next
I'm
time.
gonna give it one more shot.
Very well.
Good roll at a minus, but I don't think that the shove action does that automatically.
Correct. I will just deduct 5.
Okay. The rolls are not looking great tonight, my guys.
They are not. Get in, you crash into this thing, try to kind of maneuver and wriggle it over the handrail and end up whatever slick substance slime is on this thing's body. You go crashing into the handrail beside of it. Very well. Oh, it does not like when I do that. What the fuck? I might have to stop using that then.
I thought slick armor was supposed to be my thing.
Our thing, comrade.
Really wish I'd gotten a chance to apply that armor rune right about now.
Is it because it's got a passive aura? What is happening with this? I think it's because it's got a passive aura. I think that's what it is. Wonder if there's a way to disable that. We're going to... There we go. That's exactly what it was. Alright. Regardless, now that it's spotted you, Gideon, it's definitely going to take advantage of that. Or apparently not. It begins to hawk up some type of phlegm that consists of this thing's body parts as well. There we go. Gideon batting them away with his sword, kind of ducking behind the creature beside of it before it strides forward, and it's going to try and just
Thanks, shield. That would not have worked otherwise.
attack you. It is a hit, however. You're going to take 16 points of piercing damage. And you're going to take 1d4 persistent bleed damage as this thing begins to chew and gnaw on you. This creature lets out a wail because it is no longer being eaten. Wesk, you're up.
Okay, already started going to shit.
To a great start, my guy.
I will move forward 5 feet. Target.
That is a crit.
There we go.
Just barely.
That is 30 points of piercing damage as you fire straight through this thing. It tears open a hole in it, and you see a tiny mouth form where its open wound was. However, that is one action. I believe you got 2 actions left, bud.
Yep. Going to... Running late reload. step into range, then we will strike.
That is a hit. Roll your damage. Well, that's 8 points of slashing damage. As you cut into this thing, you realize a moment too late, Wes, that you have just carved open a new mouth. You dash backwards, learning your lesson after last time.
Got it.
Sazan, you are up.
Attempting to take advantage of the thing, focusing its attention on Wesk, I'll take a step back into a more advantageous position, throw a divine lance towards the most recent mouth to have opened.
Very well, go for it. You each watch Sazan get the height advantage so that he can sail his lance over all of your heads safely.
Oops.
That's fine, that is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. That is 14 points of damage as the lance sails through the air, slamming into this thing. It lets out another moan, unlike the others, not pitiable, but angry. It's the end of your turn. This thing is going to step forward and lash out angrily at Gideon for interrupting it being eaten. That is a crit. That is 18 points of slashing damage as this thing begins to try and make Gideon look as bad as it looks right now.
Nope. You get one.
Noticing you, Wesk, it turns its attention to you, hawking up some kind of phlegm towards you. It, however, sails wide. It seems like they are turning from being pitiably eaten to upset that they are not being eaten any longer, and are taking it out on each of you. Zero, you're up.
Hey. Okay. Huh?
Can I make an attack of opportunity off that spit?
Off of the spit?
Yep.
It does not have any of the modifiers that would allow you to.
If an opponent makes a ranged attack, you can attack of opportunity.
Very well. Sure, go for it.
Change targets real quick. I haven't used this in a while. Reaching up from the ground, he's going to make one desperate strike as he sees it spit.
That is a hit. Roll your damage. It's going to be 11 points of damage altogether as this thing, you tear into it. Throwing its aim off, it splatters the wall, and Wes, you realize these things have been melting and corroding the walls around you. That's probably the marks you're seeing.
Well, that answers one question.
Zero, what you got?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to select the second one. There we go. Now I selected the second one.
Is it electric arc? It's always electric arc.
It's a fucking max damage electric arc!
Oh, well. Let's see if they make their save. This one will, however, take half. This one, however, takes full damage. As Ziri conjures up her pale green bolt, streaking it between Wesk and Gideon, arcing it between the monsters, striking both of them. We got one action left, Ziri. Show me shield.
No.
No?
I'm gonna grow tentacles.
Okay, that's a different game, but okay.
Not anymore.
Very well. Are you taking on the shark or the elemental form?
Wait.
Or do you
Can't I
just
just
want
do
the
tentacles?
You can.
I want tentacles. I
Very
think.
well.
I don't know. I haven't even looked at the other ones.
That would be water, I believe.
Shark form. Just flop onto the ground as a shark. Terrifying.
Terrifying indeed.
I can't breathe
Oh, no,
in
that's
air.
one of
Yeah,
the
we're not
heightened
gonna turn
versions.
into a shark. That sounds bad.
Yeah, elementals also hide into 5th level.
Yep.
Yes.
Very well. Let me go ahead and make your tentacle form, if you would.
You say you didn't have the tentacle form prepared?
Contrary to popular belief, no, I cannot, in fact, make the entirety of Pathfinder 2E's new content in one day by myself.
Weak.
You're right. And I will remain weak, but sane. Thank you.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Oh, I need more single actions.
I feel you.
It's kind of the eternal mage problem.
1d8. What is it? Bludgeoning? Bludgeoning is because, of course, it is. Very well. There's your devouring tentacle.
Yay.
With your whopping +9 to hit.
I've got a tentacle.
Yeah, that's you doing +9 to hit.
Basically Gideon's second attack.
That's where you each watch as Ziri incants some new spirit that has been freed from the depths of the gauntlet. Unfortunately, growing and elongated. You watch as her skin stretches and elongates, rubbery, turning a dark purple. She now has a 10-foot unarmed attack. I believe that's the end of your turn.
It is.
Very well. This creature begins to stride past Gideon as he is a little bit too preoccupied right now. That is a miss. Damn, that's crazy. Ziri begins to bat the creature away with her own tentacles.
Very successfully.
Very successfully, it seems.
It moved stray.
You're
Doesn't
right,
matter.
it sure did. It didn't even get the third attack. Regardless. Gideon, you are up.
I am up, and I'm also standing up.
Very well. You do so.
So much for the easy route. Do you need to do some quick calculations? Do I know what these things are?
Give me an occultism check.
Occultism, very cool.
Sure you do, bud.
Whatever. Gobbledygook.
Clearly, these are slugmen from the sewers of Wolfcrone. You fought a couple of these before. Look, they even got
Good
the acid,
enough
they got the
reason for me.
wetness.
Great. I'm gonna stay locked onto the one who's currently targeting Zilly then.
Very well.
Ziri. Zaggle.
Sure.
First things first.
That is a hit.
Good lord.
It is off guard as you reach over, standing, snag it, try to rip it off of your allies once more, because Ziri marched down here first, headstrong, independent,
As she do.
powerful,
She's a strong, independent witch. Don't need no tank.
not a witch,
You're right. Technically not.
more like a shaman now, but you know.
Don't care. Grabbing this thing. Can I please roll something else?
Oh,
You do hit.
Because of off guard, I presume.
Yep. Thing takes 12
my
or
rolls
more
are
points of
shit.
damage, and it is now grabbed.
Blessing of Fighter.
Give me a recovery check, please.
Sure, but I still have one more action.
One to stand, one to snag, one to grab.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about standing. Good call. Fort?
Just the recovery check button.
Ow.
Alright, you are
Good
going to
lord.
continue to bleed. Elsewhere.
continue until morale improves.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Gideon, reflex save.
First decent thing I've rolled all night.
Oh no.
Wesk, reflex save.
Oh, I remember this.
I do too. You're hero pointing that.
Very well. You each dive out of the way at the last second as this thing threatens to engulf you. Let's see. Wesk, would you like to be here or here? Or here?
I am gonna be. Shoot. I'll be right here.
You cannot be there. You can be here, here, or here.
Damn. Okay. Then here.
Very well. Wesk, you dive out of the way. Gideon, would you like to be here or here?
I'll be here.
Very well. You dive out of the way. You each watch as this thing slithers, trying to engulf Gideon and Wesk before making its way up the stairway. To you, Cezanne. The blessings of being a priest and no armor.
I was about to say, what about that armor cloak? And I realized, oh wait, that's Ziri's.
Yep. You can actually wear medium armor, I believe.
Good lord.
Zon, this thing slithers up the staircase, this amorphic mass of flesh with dozens of mouths, now dead set on eating you instead. As they tear into you, you start bleeding profusely. Wesk, you're up.
All right. We are going to.
This is on. I've got this thing.
That's a hit. Roll your damage. It's 9 points of piercing damage as Wesk, you turn to fire, trying not to angle your bullet to strike Cezanne's knee.
Then I'm going to turn. Reloading strike on this one.
That is a hit. That is 4 points of slash damage, 1 to fire, 1 to swipe. You've got 1 left, I believe.
Yep. We are
Swinging for fences.
throwing a Hail Mary.
A Hail Mary it is, because as you're trying to rapid fire swap targets both vertically and horizontally, and you're not quite good enough for that kukri to juggle with that many enemies, so your final attack flies wide. Cezanne, you're up.
To my knowledge, is the thing a fiend?
Give me an occultism check.
Sure.
No, it is not a fiend.
Oh.
It is an aberration.
Okay.
AKA the type of monster that does not fit nicely into anything, and it's a flesh warp.
Yeah. Okay. That makes this harder.
Would you like a fiend?
No, I think I'm fine. Don't take this as a complaint.
Took it as an invitation.
Okay, give me 1 second to check on something. Nope. I don't need to satellite beam the party.
It's fine. What's the worst that could possibly happen?
A reenactment
So
of the first episode of
conceivably-
Dragon Ball Z.
Conceivably, this staircase isn't literally... There's not literally a
Accurate.
door. I could jump back 5 feet without this being an issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to move back 5 feet,
Very well.
and as a guarded step,
Yep.
and yeah, I'm just gonna Divine Lance that thing again.
Very well.
I put some distance, so it shouldn't be able to bite me.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Coward. That is a miss. As you are nursing a wound that is distracting you. There's a lot of things to be distracted about right now, Cezanne, and you are not at the top of your game. Give me that recovery check, boy. Nothing doing. You are still bleeding a lot. There's a lot of blood being spilled immediately. Your blood is being added to the smell around this room. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and take this thing's actions now. Very well. Getting, you are now being attacked from both sides, and you are now off guard.
True.
Which does make that hit, but not crit. It takes 16 more points of slashing damage as these things just begin to tear you to pieces. And you are fending them off as best you can. Zero, you're up. You guys have been on floor 5 for about 12 seconds.
Been a great 12 seconds, let me tell you. You're muted.
Okay, so if I want to punch this thing with my tentacle.
Yep.
I just recast Borrowing Dark Form.
No, you have an attack in the actions. I gave you your.
Yeah, there it is. All right. Also, I have to say I'm sustaining it, right?
Yep.
Okay. So one action to sustain.
Very well.
One action to punch it with my tentacle. Slap it, really, more so, you know.
That is a hit.
Tentacle slap.
Alright, it takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Would you like to grapple it?
Yes. Let
Very
me grapple
well.
it with my tentacle. How do I grapple?
Give me an athletics check.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, it was so close.
Was it though? Was it close?
Spinning on the 20.
Maybe leave the grappling to me.
What do you?
Listen, I had to
talking
try out my
about?
tentacle, okay?
Oh, I completely understand, believe me.
I mean, that's pretty great, but yeah, no, Ziri, your newfound spirit is a little unwieldy to you, and while you are able to whiplash this thing, you are unable to wrangle it in a grapple. That's one to sustain.
I want you to
one
know,
to
while I'm
attack.
doing this with all of my tentacles, I'm looking at them horrified, kind of disgusted. I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
where those came from. What
Ziri,
happened?
it's less of a whiplash, but more of a rapid flailing of the arms.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Very well. What do I want to do? Yeah, I think I'm gonna be mean tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a hit.
Sure is.
That's another 10 points of slashing damage to you, Gideon, as these things begin to just zombie movie style descend upon you.
You fight like my sister.
Terrifying, really. Can I get
The claws and everything, honestly. Terrible memory.
Oh, damn. Alright. They are now trying to drag you away, but you are kicking and screaming the best you can. And they are unable to do so. Very well. Gideon, you're up.
Great. So, that attack is done like this. Actually, is this thing still grappled? Can't remember if it's till the end of my next turn.
I believe it's till the end of your next turn.
Oh. That's gonna make this real easy. We're back, baby.
Very well.
I'm gonna be mean back. I assume that's a crit.
I need everyone to give me a perception check, please. Love that. Love that. Good for y'all. Good for y'all. Wesk, there is something coming up the stairs.
We're about to have additional company.
Regardless, Gideon. Need everyone in that to give me a fortitude save, please.
So everyone on the
Christ.
floor.
Yeah. I positioned myself well. Ziri, if I could get a fortitude save, please.
Oh, sorry.
Very well. There is a disgusting squelching noise as Gideon lands the final blow on this thing, and it explodes into a shower of viscera as if it was a compressed air can. 30 feet wide. Explosive. Most of you protect yourself, and Ziri, you're way too busy flailing about and freaking out. Cezanne. It gets in your mouth. Worst of all, it's acidic and it's burning your mouth as well. You take 9 points of acid damage and you are sickened one from this thing's explosive death.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that.
Gideon, there's a second one here.
There sure is.
I believe that's one so far to attack. You've got 2 more.
We're gonna try this again.
Nothing doing, Gideon.
Okay.
As you crash this thing into the handrails again. What are
And it
these
goes
handrails made of? You use a hero
And
point.
it goes over. I fucking hero pointed it.
Very well. It's going to attempt to grab an edge. And it does not. You watch as it plummets over the side. Whatever. It takes a good few seconds before you hear something distant splat on the ground below. Wesk, whatever the thing was below, is now hastening its approach.
You just alerted it. Get ready.
Gideon, you got 1 action left.
Yep. Let's see if I can do this. At 20 or 25? $20. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. There's a small, tiny, delayed pop noise from down below.
That's good. That's real good. Well, I can't get all the way there, but I can get at least that far. Actually, how far can I jump?
What is
There's
your
no way I'd be able to do that.
athletics?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Well, good news. By default, I'm fairly sure you can jump at least 15 feet.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could jump 25 to get between this thing and Cezanne. By my calculations, that's exactly a 25-footer.
Assuming that you do the 10-foot run to here, which you need to do to not do a standing jump anyway.
I can do a standing jump.
Very well. Give me an athletics check. It'll be DC 30.
No, I have quick jump.
Does not change the DC, just changes how many actions you need, bud.
Gotcha.
Because you're trying to jump over this thing on the... Alright, never
Oh
mind.
my god.
Very well.
I'm back, baby!
Gideon crashes into this thing, apparently fed up with all of this right now. And you each watch as he dashes past you, jumping over this thing in one fluid motion, interposing himself between you. Once again,
having a real
Gideon
bad
is
day.
here to save the day, Cezanne. I believe that's all 3 of your actions, however.
That is all 3.
Very well. I'm going to take 4 points of bleed damage. Give me a recovery check.
Yep.
Nothing going.
Still
You're
having a
still
bad
bleeding.
day. Psych him
Seeing you.
down. It was worth it.
Give me a reflex save. Gideon.
Mm.
Very well.
Mm.
That is 14
I think
points.
I rolled over his tail. Oh, sorry. I wasn't muted.
That is 14 points of pierce damage as you watch. Gideon leaps to your rescue, Sazan, in time for this thing to eat him.
Been here before.
You sure have, bud. You are. Let me see if I can.
You're gonna need a reflex save from me.
No, it turned around.
Nope.
Oh.
Gideon, you are grabbed, you are slowed, and you have begun to suffocate. Very well. However, it circles back to now focus on you, Wesk. That is a hit.
Fuck.
Hey, that's not a crit.
That's not a
31
crit.
doesn't crit.
It's also
That's a
very
pretty
low
good deal.
damage.
Mm.
You're going to take 8 points of pierce damage on you, Wesk.
Bro, I'm inside of a stomach with 2 HP. I don't really want to hear it right now.
You are also going to start bleeding. Zero, you are also going to start bleeding.
Wait. If I start bleeding, can I... Wait, I don't remember if I have it.
And you are taking 14 points of pierce damage.
If I start bleeding, can I do this?
You can.
Wow!
I just added that.
Oh, wow, that's so good.
Truly, she is starting to become the mage for reals now.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
And I'm going to adjust your spell DCs because that did not automatically update for some reason.
I'm floored.
That's
Flabbergasted.
fear had
Astounded.
boiling blood for Strahd, so that's pretty good. That is a
is
DC
pretty good.
21 will save. Okay.
You curse the target, punishing it for having the audacity to spill your blood. Not a
Yeah,
crit fail, but
This
goddamn.
one to piercing and slashing now.
It takes weakness 1 to pierce and slash. Yep, alright.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
That was my exact thought when I wrote that. The audacity to spill your blood.
Very well. It's now weak to that.
Yes.
Requirements. You can bleed.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, I get why it has to have that requirement, but
And then we roll for the initial bleed damage of 7 points of bleed damage. Alright. That is the end of this thing's turn. Rescuer up.
Alright. We are going to 5-foot step back. We are going to add the tail toxin on top of this next attack as well.
Very well.
And fire.
You have venom in your tail?
Yes.
Yep. You said that.
Okay.
That is, however, 3 damage.
But it also takes persistent 5 poison.
Correct.
Kill it by 1,000 cuts before I can fucking die in here.
Dots, indeed, bud. One to step, one to tail, one to fire. That is you, Wesk. You each watch as Wesk begins to rub the next bullet, slapping it into his chamber on his tail spikes that are emitting some sort of green liquid.
Woo! Hell yeah.
You do, however, stop bleeding as well, Wesk, seemingly reinvigorated by one good shot. Sazan?
You got a dot you could place on this thing as well?
No, but he's sickened and had some of the gore land in his mouth.
Fair enough.
I appreciate the thought, but I really wish he hadn't done this right now. I'd like to attempt a recovery check against the sickened.
Very well. Go for it.
Is that just a straight 20?
Fortitude save.
Oh, fortitude save. You know, supposedly I'm half decent at.
Supposedly.
Are you? You each watch as Sazan is vomiting on the stairs. Full vomiting. He spends an entire action vomiting.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch anything.
You're right. You are... should be.
Trying not to die inside of a abomination.
You
there
are
we
also
go.
blind.
Well, if that not quite working to plan, I tossed the one thing that could conceivably not hit the man inside, and Divine Lance for apparently a 3rd turn in a row.
Isn't cleric fun?
It's a real good cantrip.
It's not.
You were saying?
Just because you hit doesn't mean it's a good cantrip, but roll your damage.
The good news is it actually physically cannot hurt Gideon. Oh, that's the attack roll.
You're right.
Oops. My bad. Let me,
It's 11 points of good damage, I guess. Spirit damage is the new one, that's right. Spirit damage. As another Divine Lance streaks out and slams into this thing. Ziri, you are up. Give me a recovery check, Sazan.
Woo!
Tiny Yuri wounds.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and... Nearby creatures. This caustic blast, is that... Would this affect party members as well?
It is a 5-foot burst.
5 foot. Okay. Would it affect Gideon since he's inside of the creature?
I would say yes.
Okay.
So you would like to
Do
fire.
that.
What could possibly go wrong?
Where did the... There, yep. Okay. What is this?
Man, you guys weren't kidding about the dots strategy, huh?
If it works, it works. Sorry.
Um. What's this do?
What
No.
does this do?
What's this? What's this?
I don't know what a lot of these are. It's okay. Okay, sure. We're gonna try this.
Very well.
Oops. Do I just roll? Oh.
That is a success.
Wow.
Roll your damage. It's going to take half damage. Nope, not 12. Takes half. For 6 points of void damage as you each watch as Ziri streaks out. Is that from your staff?
Oh, that was.
That's just
yes.
another lurker. Cool. Ziri has several ways to cast Void Warp. That's horrible.
No. It's from my staff. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Well,
But my charges didn't go down.
correct.
That
It's a cantrip.
drops it to 4, right? Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's not cantrip.
All right. I'd like to slap it with my tentacle.
Well. One hand wrapped around her staff, the other hand.
Oops.
Well, you can't slap it with your tentacle if you're sustaining it this round.
Oh, okay. I'm sustaining.
Very well. Oh, never mind. You can attempt a grapple check.
Oh, I can grab. Okay. We'll give it a go, I guess.
Give me an athletics then.
Okay.
Nat 20, nat 20. Oh, not quite, but it was
What
close.
the fuck are you saying? Oh, as if it's close. What are y'all?
From my
close to a
point of
20
view,
on
it
the
was literally
athletics game.
dancing between 20 and 14 on that die.
Yeah.
Regardless, Ziri, unfortunately, you wrap your tentacle around this thing, and it is sludge that you are trying to hold on to. The good news is that there is something solid inside of it that you could grab, but you're not sure if you would be strangling Gideon further. Gideon, you are currently being strangled.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Well, no time like the present.
You currently have, actually, I believe, 9 breath instead of the usual for the mages. Very well. You may do so.
That completely consumed it from my inventory. I can't remember what the roll was offhand.
As well as that, give me a flat check, because that is a manipulate action.
Flat 20.
Yep. I will give it to you right there. So. You have battle medicine, yes?
Yes. Oh, great. That +7's doing a lot of work there.
You heal for 10 points of damage as you fish around, grabbing the lace. Not the lace. The lever's knot, breaking it open and letting its healing potency wash over you. You have 1 action left.
What? Oh, I'm slowed.
Correct.
Can I use a weapon that's on my belt? I assume not.
You would have to equip it, which would require another manipulate check.
Yep. What does this do? I'm trying to look at what the Sunblade does, and some of the actions just don't show up.
They should. I don't know why it's not.
You do not have sufficient permission to view the sheet for this item.
Okay. Very well. That's probably why I did not account for that. is that thing? Hold on. Try it now. I assume you're talking about the Sunblade attack.
Correct. And I can see it now.
Very well.
But that is a 2-action spell. Cool. Guess we're just swinging my way out of here.
Unfortunately, unless your weapon is light bulk or an unarmed attack, you do not have enough space to swing the sword.
I can punch.
Very well. Punch. That is a crit.
Can I bust a hole through the side of this thing?
That's going to take 19 points of damage because of its bludgeoning weakness.
This is weak to bludgeoning. I remembered it from last time I got engulfed.
Regardless, you each watch as this thing's body stretches and swells. Before we are going to take another 1 point of damage from that. And Gideon, you are being chewed up alive inside of this thing, so you are going to take another 17 points of pierce damage. And you are suffocating, my guy.
Doesn't matter to me now.
It's no longer my problem, says Gideon. Very well.
I've
There
done
is a
literally all I could.
thrashing and kicking as a vague outline of Gideon's fist punches out before going limp inside of this thing. Shazan,
Yes.
you know what time it is.
Oh. So wasn't I 5 feet back from it?
Very
It stepped
well.
up the stairs?
Then we'll just do that. It doesn't matter. You are going to take 14 points of pierce damage and begin bleeding all over again. As well as that, it's going to, in one last fuck you, bite at you again, but it is going to miss. Wesk, you're up.
All right. You said it's
Never mind.
weak.
It's dead.
Extra 17 damage did the trick.
I was about to say it does work. Was I getting the extra 5 from my gun?
For your pierce damage?
Concussive, pierce, and bludgeoning,
Then
depending on
no.
what it's weak to.
Then no, I believe it's pierced by default.
Okay.
It should have probably died that last round regardless. It's a bit late for that now.
All
You'll have
good.
to
I
remind
just
me next time.
Yep, I'll do my best to keep an eye out for it in combat.
Yep. Regardless. Damn, what is... I believe that's... Really? Surely not.
Don't let your guard down. Someone's still coming up the stairs.
It is 60 XP for that fight. And we are going to switch to the music for this floor. Regardless, yes, there is something slithering up the stairs. Gideon spills out of this thing. What would each of you like to do?
I'll move to get Gideon back on his feet.
Very well.
Musk is reloading his pistol ready for whatever comes up the stairs.
Let me think for just 1 second on this.
Bad news, Wesk. Whatever the thing is, it's big.
I think ultimately the right call is...
I would say it's about 18 times your size, Wesk.
So 9 times the normal human.
Yep.
This thing sounds enormous.
Is that the 3-action heal?
That is the 2-action heal.
That is the 2-action heal. Very well.
I wanted the plus 24.
Gideon. Oh, it's bad. Something is coming. What are each of you doing?
I would like to do a risky surgery on Gideon.
Very well, but risky surgery does take
Do
10
I
minutes.
hear the thing slithering up the stairs?
Oh,
Is it
never
someone?
mind.
You're like, no.
Fine, I'll do medicine. Well, wait, I can't
No, that takes 10
medicine
minutes
him
as well.
because he already did that. Okay,
Yeah, battle medicine's the quick one.
I have that.
Um,
I'll do
You
that.
sure do.
Hiya!
Need-
Go ahead and use that treat wounds if you would.
You can also risky surgery a battle medicine, but
Yeah, let's do it. He'll probably be fine.
I mean, I won't die, so there's that.
Very well. D8 points of damage. That's
Nice,
7
nice.
points of slashing damage. Go ahead and roll that treat wounds if you would, Siri.
Is it this? Is that right?
Yep.
Hello.
That's what crits look like.
Gideon, you come tumbling out of this thing to the nice pulse of healing magic, only in time to see your arm get wrenched to the side by Ziri, and she is prizing acid by carving it out of your arm.
We have to make a choice of whether we want to face this thing or duck into a side room or leave. And I get the feeling we don't want to do the third option, but this thing is huge.
I believe I remove wounded, right?
Correct.
Sick.
Okay, we move quick then.
Understood.
I'm gonna take 1 second to gather up my things.
I can't go any further. Oh, there we go. Okay. Bit of lag.
Well, all right, come on.
Very well.
Sure, don't wait for the guy that nearly.
Wesk,
Yeah?
are you opening the door?
Yes.
Very well. Gideon, much to your dismay, the group is moving ahead without you again. Wesk, the first thing that greets you when you enter this room is a rust and grime-filled octagonal chamber. There are notes.
Okay.
There we go. Rusted iron chains hang from the ceiling of this room, ending over an oversized pit. An iron grate, the only thing separating you and the open air from it. Scrap metal lies discarded around the room. And a creature that you have fought before lies ahead, huddled, hugging her knees in the corner, mumbling to herself.
Your guard.
So
I
Move.
can't see anything.
On
Doesn't
your
Wesk
guard,
have a
says
light?
Wesk.
Doesn't Wesk have a light on him?
He does not right now.
Doesn't Wesk have dark vision?
Yeah.
I do have dark vision.
I mean, if one of y'all wants to get over a little bit, I can just muscle past you and shine a light.
I need I need these two hanging in the back to make stealth checks at this point. If you don't want to get seen.
+6 in stealth, I believe, Gideon.
Somebody should with that fucking plate mail. Somebody should with that fucking plate mail. Well, you each begin to try and just creep out of the room as quickly as possible, but Gideon, as you begin to shut the door, you watch tendril-like legs snake out and some sort of creature begin to ascend up the stairways, clearly knowing that you are there. It looks like you will be able to squeeze through the door in time to escape its wrath, but this thing is coming up the stairs, and
Oh, I hate it.
Gideon, it is huge.
Get in the door, get in the door, get in the door, get in the door, get in the door.
You can get in the door and shut it behind you, but it shuts with a loud clang, and you each find yourself standing in the room. What's everyone doing?
Immediately trying to barricade the door.
Okay. Notably, Gideon, the doors on this floor are heavy, well-made doors. They look like they could take a beating.
Can it just block?
Yep.
Sick, we're doing that. Nice. Hopefully that holds. Hopefully that thing also doesn't have acid. I should stop talking. What a woozy.
In the meantime, Weskel.
That thing remind anyone else of Drow?
You've got other matters to attend
Wait,
to.
did anyone else see that thing?
And notably, this grate is in obviously bad shape for its age. It does not look sturdy at all. Any one of you can tell from here.
So you're saying it's not great?
That's borderline on the no.
Not quite yet. Time for the gnome.
What am I looking at here?
You have fought one of these creatures before. I will let you give me a warfare check. This is an evangelist. This is the thing with the flaming chains that attacked the town that night.
No.
Oh,
However, it is
wonderful.
hugging its knees, sobbing hysterically, and not paying attention to you.
I don't like whatever makes those things sob hysterically. They like pain.
They sure do. I'll give you a hero point for remembering that.
Thanks, I needed it.
Regardless, there are two exits to this room, one to the north and one to the south. Both of them heavy, large wooden doors, banded with iron. Notably, the doors are weighted and will swing shut on their own, if not propped open.
Alright, Gideon. I can get in front.
Great, thanks. I'm gonna take one look over the grate real quick. Can I see where it leads down to or anything of the sort?
Sure. I will even, depending on how quickly this thing wants to load, it looks like it leads down to another chamber, very similar to this one, an octagonal chamber. It's very dark, however. Your light shines down through the shaft. It looks like it is a 25-foot drop, however. You can't see any movement or any creatures down there. It is just a 25-foot drop into another room.
Well, that's the number one thing I was worried about. No movement whatsoever.
Nope.
Okay. Last thing I want is something to come busting out of there, because if that thing's scared, I don't want to know what scares that thing. Doors snap shut. I see some chains nearby. I'm gonna light a sconce real quick for good luck. Maybe 2.
Very well.
And, you know, so I don't have to be the only light source in the room. Is there any way I can use some of the chain over here to keep the door open? I'm just thinking aloud here.
Sure. I will allow you to prop it open. Just tell me what doors you are propping open, but until then, assume that all doors will shut behind you.
Good to know, good to know.
When I'm keeping an eye on this guy over here, no signs of...
I assume that from what I saw, this thing has no fight in it at all. That was the impression I got.
Pretty much. It is unconcerned with whatever is happening in this room and your presence.
Alright. Well, first things first.
Very well. Gideon downs a healing pot.
Second,
Heavy
Christ.
wooden door, banded with iron, swings open again, revealing a nondescript hallway.
why is it always?
You, however, cannot see past this point in the dark.
Yep. I see some vague curvature in the hallway back there, but that's literally it.
2 sets of double doors ahead, and you are starting to get the feeling that double doors will be a staple of this floor.
Mm-hmm. I am noticing that. Hey, at least it's not super narrow hallways anymore, for better or for worse. Alright, I'm gonna use the chain to keep this door open.
Very well.
I feel like this entire place is designed to keep something in and out of places.
They are called the Abomination Vaults.
Are we actually in the vaults right now? I don't rightly know. Talked about that good stuff with Tobias earlier, but I have no clue.
Can I roll Gauntlet lore for that?
Sure. I would say you are too sick to concentrate right now. You have also lost a lot of blood. You're in a lot of pain. It's not great right now, Sazan. You're kind of dismissing Gideon as, yeah, okay.
On that note, nobody treated the priest. Why did nobody treat the priest?
I think we were running from something.
Yeah, but now we've got a second. Unless I hear something off in the distance.
Silent as the grave for now.
4 is a critical success. Thank God for risky surgery.
I take 8 points of slashing damage, Sazan, and then 31 points of healing damage. And I will say your bleeding stops. Gideon pops something back into place and begins to rapidly, with no regard for consideration and
For the record,
mostly for
sorry.
time. Go ahead.
I have always considered that to be what battle medicine is, pretty much. Particularly risky surgery. Popping joints back into place, like the Far Cry healing thing.
I see.
You're popping joints back into place, you're popping out a syringe and just jamming it.
Wait, was that battle medicine?
No, but
Oh.
that's usually how I flavor it. Particularly risky surgery, because that just makes good sense.
Okay, well, if he's doing this, I'm gonna turn as much as I can to the grate and really try and get rid of this second.
Very well, go for it.
It's a fort save. Right?
It is. You've retch up the last remnants of whatever that god-awful taste was in your mouth, replacing it with your own bile.
Better or worse? Important question.
Better.
Definitively better.
I swear if we see another one of those things, I'm just gonna throw down and punch it a lot.
Honestly, that thing was trying to die.
That makes some amount of sense. I don't want to dwell on it though.
That's
Doors
not-
propped open.
Sure is.
I'll be keeping a careful ear out in here.
Very well. Up ahead you do see
Yeah,
some
I want-
stairs, rather steep staircase, descending down, and over those stairs is an overhang, some type of bridge, 20 feet above the stairs.
Can I see anything moving around the bridge, or is it all still?
From where you are, you can barely make out the
Oh.
stairs, let alone the bridge.
Yeah,
You
fair
have to
enough.
go further in the hall.
Fair enough. I wasn't thinking about the height thing.
Does that chain look sturdy?
What chain? Chain.
The one holding the
propping
door open.
Yeah, it'll hold.
Okay. Lighting the sconce.
Very well.
My secondary goal is to light up the gauntlet.
I think you get an achievement for that.
Thought that was the main goal.
You do not get an achievement for that. This bridge, now that it comes into view, you now see it's at about the level you guys are at now. The stairs will go down 15 to 20 feet.
Interesting. First, gonna peek around this hallway to see if I see anything. Oh god, that's a lot. Thought it was gonna be a hallway.
Unfortunately, Gideon, you realize now this is the absolute largest floor you guys have been on yet. Despite
Yeah, I'm
there
getting that impression.
being wide open hallways.
I saw that, West. Peeks in, sees what I'm looking at, immediately ducks back.
I have dark vision. I can see more.
I know.
Wes, would you
I
like
have-
to
I saw
inform
enough.
everyone of how far this hall goes?
I saw this hallway at first, and I was like, "Oh, it's all fucked."
Very well. Notably, Wes, this hallway,
Mhm.
it looks to be some sort of grand concourse. It's ornate over there.
Coordinate
Looks
over there.
looks like the main thoroughfare might be this way.
Cool.
Should we be worried about it connecting back to that thing from earlier?
Yes. For the moment, can I jump to this?
Sure, you can easily from here.
I'm gonna give it a shot just to see what's up there.
Very well. Ooh, I would like to not do that.
Plus 14 feet. Yeah, it's a 15-foot jump. I don't even think I have to roll for that, do I?
There we go. Gideon leaps and easily makes the jump from here. From here to here, it's the same elevation.
I'll make the jump as well.
Very well.
Winglets. Gideon's first thought is that this would be a great sniping spot for Wesk.
Sure would. As the corridor spirals off to the west, however, there are much heavier looking wooden doors and a small barricade out in front
I'm
of
gonna
the
say, is
door.
that doors? Is that like a gate? Barricading.
Question is, were they keeping something out or something in?
Given all of this architecture, definitely holding something in place. I don't know how.
Notably, these doors are stone doors. There is a familiar motif carved into the door. The dripping
Familiar
skull
how.
with a mouth full of moss. The symbol
was
of
from, like,
Nimbeloth.
The throat. No.
The same symbol we keep seeing. Right.
Gonna light me a sconce. Collides with a wall. Oh, because I'm hitting like the very freaking corner.
I'm gonna jump.
Oh, I'm still considered on the lower layer, I think. There we go.
Zero, you jump.
Yeah.
She jump.
She jump.
Tazan, what are you doing?
I'm not gonna let them leave me by myself.
Very well.
I'll jump up to join them.
You're gonna go to running start and leap. And are greeted with the symbol of Nimbeloth off to your west.
I was really hoping Sazan wasn't gonna come up here. It's gonna have a bad day. I keep hearing doors opening and shutting.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's pretty weird. I don't like it.
Does the symbol look like the rest of the symbols we've seen, or is there anything peculiar about it?
Looks the exact same. Wes, Gideon, there are arrow slits here and here.
I'm gonna draw the trajectory of those real quick to see if I'm in harm's way.
No, you are not. Wesk is.
Pull him back a little bit.
Very well.
I mean, you think someone's waiting to fire there?
Do you think they wouldn't?
So are you wandering off to the east?
Oh, I was considering it, but I should probably wait.
I'm gonna light the sconce.
Very well. It is lit. There is something twinkling and sparkling down here. A strange light.
I'm gonna light the sconce.
It is already lit.
Great. Twinkling and sparkling. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh.
What is it?
Step out here and take a look. Oh,
I will say you all just gather around the edge real quick. This is a long concourse. The stately hallway opens up at the north from a single door, seemingly connected to that same spiral staircase. You are each standing on a walkway above it, however. Frescoes depicting powerful creatures in battle with each other adorn the walls of the lower walkway and the upper walkway alike. Above, pinpoints of light glimmer in the ceiling, maybe about 20 feet above where you stand, and another 40 feet above the central area. Balconies with old, twisted, decrepit railings are where you stand. Several badly damaged statues lie to the south of the wall. Who here is trained in nature?
I am.
I am.
I also
I was
am.
going to say, I think everyone except me.
Very well. Everyone except Gideon. You look above and realize that these stars are twinkling in mimicry of constellations. I would like each of you to give me a nature check, please.
This is regarding constellations. Could I do astrology lore?
Sure. Zeres is on. You each realize these are constellations of stars, as do you, Wesk. But Zirians is on. You realize that these are not the constellations of the night sky of the world of Iridel. These are the constellations of some far-off, distant place.
And I don't know where.
No.
I'm gonna voice that immediately.
And what does that mean? I don't like the silence.
I mean, what does that mean?
That boy needs therapy.
Do I have any idea of the implications of that?
Sure, bud. It means some creature not of the planet built this.
I will go ahead and say that.
Alright, we'll stop there for tonight.
Alright.
Good.
Alright, any last thoughts, any last actions?
Characters are about to learn what Starfall and all are in character.
Don't die.
Some of you already knew.
Yes, the ones who are probably good at astrology. And the one who rolled like a fucking 21 in the last. Actually, was that me? We got lucky in a lower
I'll
ward.
miss us when we die.
Fine.
Insulted.
Oh, God.
Insulted.
Some of you, well, never mind. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, dying, yeah.
Concern.
Some of you should be way more concerned. Some of you should be hoping you die.
Gideon is literally not smart enough to know of anything worse than death.
Yeah. It's okay, that's why you're fateless. It's okay.
Apparently now Wesk is too, which weirds me out.
Yeah. It's great. You don't need to worry about that. Don't think too hard about that. Any last thoughts, any last actions, and we'll hold our little vote of who did the cool thing.
Nothing from me.
Just so I don't forget to do this next time, I think I would like to jot down the pattern of the constellation.
Okay. I'll say it takes you about 10 minutes.
Have
Are you
fun.
all willing to let Cezanne do that?
Sure.
Sure.
It's-
I'm gonna look after
it's-
my own
Wait,
wounds
it's
in the meanwhile.
10 points. How is that going to take? 10 minutes.
Didn't say 10 points. When did I say that?
Oh, I thought you said that there were 10 lights up above.
No. Did I say pinpoints of light? Like
Okay,
pinpricks?
fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
I
sounds
missed.
about right.
Okay.
I might have misunderstood.
Then yeah, probably just misheard or misunderstood. Regardless. Yeah, it is a full night sky of constellations up above.
Say, 10 points would not even be one constellation for some of the larger ones.
Yeah.
I would like to treat some of my own wounds
Okay.
while Sazan is doing that.
You can do that.
Target myself. Crunch.
Four points.
And that
fire.
creep wounds does not hit like it used to.
Mm.
You know, back at level 2 when that was an insane amount of healing.
Yeah.
And dropped off pretty fast.
It is still an insane amount of healing. It's just not a full top off. But considering how often you can do it, it's fine.
Yep. Vote time then?
Let's have a vote.
Kind of liked Gideon hopping the 31 over the
Yeah.
creature to get swallowed.
Very well. Gideon, congrats on your star power.
Yay.
Yay. Let's head back. Right, any last thoughts, any last actions?
Nope.
Very well. We'll stop for there then. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.